Welcome back to the 30th Annual Dominion Christmas Parade from the Science Museum of Virginia on CBS 6.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the CBS 6 coverage of the 30th Annual Dominion Christmas Parade. I'm Rob Cardwell.
And I'm Cheryl Miller. Good morning. Happy holidays. This is live coverage of the parade, which is making its way down Broad Street from the Science Museum of Virginia. And we've got more units to introduce you to. These are the Royalettes Baton Twirling Corps. These are some brave women, but I see now that they've got their sweatsuits on. Good for them.
They have come out here before and braved the elements in like small dresses and things like that. Very good to see them wearing their sweats because it is cold out there. And it's not just for the girls, it's guys too, and very talented girls and guys that can twirl these batons. As a matter of fact, they've had numerous twirlers obtain the title of Majorette of Virginia.
And the Royal Baton Twirling Company has been together so long that some of the girls are daughters of mothers who twirled with the company.
Matter of fact, they have twirlers twirling for the University of Virginia, East Carolina University, North Carolina State University, and VCU's first feature twirler. How about that?
They're much better than I ever got with a baton, I'll tell you. I tried. I couldn't do it. I'm amazed by them. Talented. A lot of talented young people in the parade, which amazes me every year. I am so impressed by them. Not amazed, impressed.
This is one of the things that I look forward to every year when I host this parade. It is the great Star Wars fans who create their own costumes. This is the good guys, the Rebel Legion Star Wars Freedom Base. They're an international Star Wars costuming organization created by, of, and for people interested in recreating costumes from the Star Wars myths. The Jedis, the Rebel pilots, princesses, even Wookiees, and R2-D2s, boys and girl R2-D2s.
And the Rebel Legion was actually created because the other Legion, the 501st Stormtrooper Legion, the bad guys, came about first, so they figured they needed some good guys. And they're probably really, really excited because Episode 7 of Star Wars is going to start filming in early 2014 with the new Star Wars movie expected to be out in 2015. Now that J.J. Abrams has taken over, Disney has bought out Lucasfilm, and a whole nother generation is going to get to understand and enjoy the Star Wars phenomenon.
As you got the Rebel Legion, you also have the Garrison Tyrannis 501st Legion, and you saw stormtroopers there. You saw Darth Vader and the Emperor, the Sandmen, all from Tatooine. There they are. Even in the holiday spirit, though. They may be bad guys, but they can show a little holiday spirit wearing the Santa Claus hats.
They call themselves the bad guys who do good because they promote and support a lot of charitable causes. Both of these groups do, and that's the good thing about it. These are people who are very much into the Star Wars lore, but they're also very active in helping the community with things like Make-A-Wish and Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, ASK, which is the Association for the Support of Children with Cancer.
We hope the force stays with them. The VMI Regimental Band and Pipe Band, sponsored by New Market Corporation, pipe band directed by Major Burt Mitchell. Let's listen to it.
And again, this is the VMI Regimental Band and Pipe Band, sponsored by New Market Corporation. Their band director, Colonel John Brody, pipe band director, Major Burt Mitchell. They're based out of Lexington, Virginia, and traveled here to Richmond to visit with us today.
Well, speaking of spirit of the holidays and sharing, you are looking at UNOS, the United Network for Organ Sharing, and our good friends part of that group.
Lisa Schaffner is on board there. And UNOS, of course, is Richmond-based. It's a national organization, but it is based here in Richmond, in downtown Richmond. They run the nation's transplant system.
That's right.
UNOS,
every life-saving organ transplant in the country comes through UNOS.
Yeah.
That's something?
Everyone.
Following behind the UNOS float, the Florettes, Majorettes, nationally ranked twirlers who compete every year at the University of Notre Dame. We've been in the Richmond Christmas Parade every year with them, except one due to inclement weather. They've only missed one.
So they've been in 29 of the 30.
How about that? They travel the state of Virginia participating in all kinds of parades, but they tell us the Dominion Christmas Parade is their absolute favorite, and we're absolutely thrilled that they could make it this year. You know, it's one thing to twirl those things when the weather's warm, but when the weather's this cold and your hands are so cold, to catch those cold metal bars twirling through the air.
I know, and they're wearing gloves, so it's like it's a little bit harder to do that. Or some of them are wearing gloves, not all of them.
So talented. They're going to be doing this for the entire stretch, the 2.5-mile stretch, all the way from the Virginia Science Museum down to the Coliseum.
Right, this is just the very beginning, so they're just getting underway. So we've got a lot of enthusiasm here, and they've got a lot of crowd to entertain, as you mentioned, all the way down Broad Street. The parade is traveling east on Broad Street to 7th Street downtown, and kind of peeking around our setup here, and I see lots and lots of people lining the streets, which is great.
And they're going to be very close to the Richmond City Hall, where you will find Richmond's mayor, Dwight Jones. He's following up the Majorettes. He's being accompanied by members of the Mayor's Youth Academy. This marks the 5th year of the Mayor's Youth Academy that Mayor Jones launched back in 2010. His Youth Academy designed to help develop Richmond's future workforce by providing development opportunities to youth throughout the city of Richmond, to include job readiness, leadership, development, exposure to entrepreneurs, mentoring, post-secondary careers. So a lot of great things that the Mayor's Youth Organization is doing there.
Of course, the mayor in his second term, first elected in January of 2009. And now there's our police chief getting out and taking a walk, Richmond Police Chief Ray Tarasovic. The police department's mission to make Richmond safer through community policing and engagement. You know, there are about 750 sworn officers in the city police department and about 170 civilians right now. So the new chief leading a large contingent of officers.
And doing the job well, too. The department received the International Association of Chiefs of Police Motorola Weber Seavey Award for quality law enforcement for its gang reduction and intervention program, helping keeping the streets of Richmond a lot safer.
And also out taking a walk is our sheriff, C.T. Woody from the Richmond Sheriff's Office. You know, I've always wondered how many Buzz Lightyear jokes he gets on a regular basis. Sheriff Woody.
To the jail and beyond is where he'll take it.
That's right. First elected sheriff in November of 2005. He began his career with the Richmond Police Department in 1968. Working as walking a beat first and then becoming a detective, and then eventually when he retired in 2002 he decided to lead the investigations for the Office of the Commonwealth Attorney, and then eventually ran for sheriff.
I want to remind you, with the temperatures dropping, to please make sure that your smoke detectors are working and that you know a good escape plan. All of this is given to us from the Richmond Department of Fire, who you see here. The department tasked with protecting approximately 200,000 people and over 400,000 workers and visitors every single day. So they have a big job ahead of them.
They do, and they note that they respond to over 30,000 calls every year.
Here's the Richmond Ambulance Authority. They respond to 50,000 calls for service each year. They have the highest call volume per capita in the United States, earning the national and international recognition as a premier, high-performing EMS system. Hardworking men of the Richmond Ambulance Authority there, just down the street from CBS 6, as a matter of fact.
That's right. They have more than 250 dedicated workers working to help in emergency and non-emergency ambulance situations. They've got practicing clinical excellence with superb response time performance. They're nationally and internationally recognized.
All right, we love floats, and this is the Richmond City Float featuring the Hillside Court football team. Some of the cheerleaders and the players there. The City of Richmond has been a proud sponsor of the Dominion Christmas Parade for all 30 years of the parade's existence, and they'd like to wish all in attendance and everyone at home a merry holiday season and a joyful new year. And the city looks forward to seeing you in Virginia's capital this holiday season. And we had the grand illumination, so everything downtown is lit up and ready for Christmas too.
Ready to go. Over 50 youth players and cheerleaders age 8 to 13 who are part of the Hillside Court football team. They have to keep their grades up, though, in order to actively participate.
Got a great looking float there, too.
And they're followed by the Richmond Public Schools All-City Marching Band.
Yeah, this combined high school band, they've been marching together for over 10 years now. Many award-winning bands in this one group that you're about to see coming up right behind the Richmond Public Schools. The band all have won awards from time to time. The high-stepping bands coming up there from Armstrong, John Marshall, George Wythe, Thomas Jefferson, and Huguenot High Schools, all together bringing them to about 150.
Yeah, the All-City Marching Band won first place in the 2013 Grand Illumination Christmas Parade in Norfolk, which was held just last month.
The Richmond Public Schools All-City Marching Band, award-winning.
Armstrong, Marshall, George Wythe, Thomas Jefferson, and Huguenot High Schools.
And they have won some awards too at the Suffolk Band Day, Huguenot Band Day, Tidewater, District Festivals, and the Thomas Jefferson and John Marshall Battle of the Bands. Great sounding holiday music from a wonderful band.
And now we welcome the Armstrong High School Military JROTC. Armstrong High School's JROTC has won the Gold Star for the past 17 years for their annual inspection.
Seniors received grants and scholarships in excess of $150,000. Did I see that?
That is
That's
right.
some smart kids, too.
And that was just in the past year.
Armstrong High School won over 400 trophies over the past 17 years. Huguenot High School JROTC, they have 300 cadets. Highly motivated, very energetic, very competitive, too. Multiculturally diverse. Huguenot High School JROTC, they're eager and excited about marching in the parade for the very first time this year.
And more of our young cadets. This is the Thomas Jefferson High School Air Force JROTC. Thomas Jefferson's is the only Air Force JROTC unit in Richmond Public Schools. TJ, of course, has a rich, unique military legacy that goes all the way back to 1929. The cadets attend a summer training camp with the Army, Navy, Marine, and other Air Force High School JROTC units. And this is comprised of a drill team, a color guard, and a marksmanship team. The Virginia 241 is facilitated by 2 retired Air Force members, and the cadets are managed and led by senior cadets.
Good-looking group of young men and women there. Hey, here comes Santa Claus. The balloon, anyway. Santa Balloon, sponsored by Radio Communications of America and Rich Web. One of their sayings, Rich Web, connecting virtually everyone. They provide professional routing, switching, security, and VPN solutions for just about any business out there. Web, mobile device, custom business applications. Radio Communications of Virginia, they've been an authorized Motorola sales and service since 1954. Santa's jolly.
And this is a good time to note that there are hundreds of volunteers working the parade, helping to hold down these big balloons and helping to coordinate the floats and walk alongside of the floats.
Getting us in the Christmas spirit, here's the Virginia Union University Choir, one of the oldest historically black universities in the country, founded back in 1865. You can see them right off of I-95 in the Richmond area, and they're building a new $15 million living and learning center on its Lombardy Street campus right now.
You know, if you don't go to a college in the area, sometimes you don't think about going on campus, but they have a lot to offer. And if you go to Virginia Union, they actually have museum galleries, and they've got lots of art. They've got African, Oceanic, and African American folk art in their museum galleries that is absolutely amazing if you stop by to check it out. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to have you come by.
You know, you were talking about a lot of the volunteers for the parade that help carry the balloons and help traffic move along as we go. But Virginia Union students, they're very big in volunteering too. Get this, last year VUU students volunteered more than 14,000 hours of community service, placing VUU on President Obama's Higher Education Community Service Honor Roll for the 4th year in a row. So these kids really like to give back to their community, and they do a lot for the Richmond area.
They really do. And a couple of distinguished alumni of note: the first elected African-American governor in the United States, which of course was Doug Wilder, who then the first African-American admiral in the U.S. Navy, and the first African-American mayor of Richmond, Virginia.
Here come the Falun Dafa practitioners, excuse me, I can never pronounce that word, practitioners. They're also known as Falun Dafa. It's an ancient Chinese cultivation practice encompassing the principles of truthfulness, compassion, tolerance to improve health, purify mind, uplift spirit, and deepen understanding of life, humanity, and the universe. And I'm glad they're giving me these notes here, because Falun Gong, that's an interesting organization.
Their banner says Falun Dafa is good.
4 gentle exercises, meditation, living by the higher principles, and study of its teaching of Zhuang Falun. Since it was introduced to the public in 1992 in China, millions of individuals around the world have taken up this peaceful, meditative practice.
They have some very peaceful music playing.
The cultural diversity of our 30th annual Christmas parade. I love it. Falun Gong.
And the nice thing is as you're along the parade route, you get to see some things up close and personal that you might not ever get to see before, like horses and Native Americans and
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Hey, speaking of volunteers, the 2013 Chesterfield Colonial Heights Christmas Mother this year is Ann Mutart, and I hope I pronounced that right. The Chesterfield Colonial Heights Christmas Mother program is a non-profit charitable organization started in 1945 by Miss Lucy Core. The volunteers, just like Miss Mutart there, they work year-long to ensure that in our community, no family goes without toys and clothing, that no elderly person is forgotten as we celebrate the holiday. So we want to thank all of the Christmas mothers this year for doing such great work in the community.
Yeah, each of the localities and cities does have its own Christmas mother who are joining us here along the parade route today. Again, as you mentioned, this is Chesterfield Colonial Heights.
And they want their committee, they wanted us to wish each family out there watching today a healthy and happy holiday season, and wish to thank their businesses and sponsors for their generous support this year for helping so many people.
This is the Henrico Christmas Mother, Harriet Long. The Henrico Christmas Mother program began in 1942 by a Henrico teacher. Last year, the program served some 6,000 people with qualifying needs, and they help families with children, they help senior adults, and they help adults with disabilities. And recipients get new toys, new clothes, food, and books thanks to the community who gives those donations in turn.
I want to thank again the Dominion Auto Group for providing those cars. This is the Richmond Christmas Mother, sponsored by Richmond Times-Dispatch. And she is Kathy Markell. Richmond Times-Dispatch launches 79th Annual Christmas Mother Fund campaign, by the way. They launched that fundraising for its annual Richmond Christmas Mother Fund with the announcement of Kathy Markell back on November 17th. She's going to lead this drive for donations to this year's fund, which provides food and gifts for children and families, again, facing hardship during the holidays.
Now, this is interesting because throughout the season, Mrs. Markell will be wearing crazy Christmas headbands. She'll be handing out head boppers to people she meets. She says she just wants everybody to have a good time.
Hey, you know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen and Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen?
But do you know the most famous reindeer of all?
Right there, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Again, sponsored by the Markell Corporation, and traveled a long way to be with us here today. Been with us for quite some time. His very shiny red nose, his amazing antlers, his happy bright eyes. Looking his best, too. How about that?
Absolutely. If you think about how long Rudolph has been with us, Rudolph was created in 1939 actually as an ad campaign for a department store for Montgomery Ward for their Santa to be able to give out something to the children. And then it, of course, made famous in a song by Cowboy Gene Autry, the song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Because you ask people to name the reindeer, they probably can't do them all, but they can always get Rudolph in there.
They always
get Rudolph. This Rudolph is 50 feet long. His nose alone, that shiny red nose, is 3 feet long. And 34 wranglers from the Markel Corporation are handling Rudolph today. As he passes behind us here, Rudolph's pretty big. I never realized that.
I want to thank the Markel Corporation for providing this and sponsoring. Founded in 1930, they're headquartered here in Richmond. They're an international insurance company employing more than 6,000 associates in 18 countries. Hey, you hear that Christmas music there?
I do.
Appropriate. Coming behind old Rudolph there. This is the Petersburg High School Marching Band. This year marks the 30th year for Petersburg High's Crimson's Wave Band under the direction of David G. Chambliss.
They'll probably be busy today as we are live here on this December 7th. The Petersburg Christmas Parade is coming up this afternoon at 3 o'clock. In Petersburg, it will travel from the Walnut Hill Marketplace on Crater Road to the Pine Hill Plaza. Several of the units will enjoy this parade here, the 2.5-mile route along Broad Street, and then head down to the Tri-Cities for their Christmas parade. This band placed first in the Hampton University Band Competition, second in Virginia State Band Competition, and third in the Kennel Classic Band Competition in Suffolk.
Right behind them, another band, the Aka Shriners $1 Million Band. Their president, John T. Conover Sr. This band, by the way, the oldest continuously organized unit in the Aka Temple, and 6 of its members have been potentates of the Aka Temple. The band provided excellent music for parades like this one, ceremonials, and they played a lot of concerts. And the Aka Clowns as well.
They have such a good time. They're such a wonderful service organization. They do so much for the community and for children with the Shriners Hospital that treats children with burns, serious burns at no cost to the families. But they just love what they do. They come out to all these parades and have a great time.
Providing great music and a little merriment for the crowd there. The Aka Clowns, the Aka Shriners, the Aka Band. I want to thank them for all of their hard work and for volunteering year-round to help, as you said, so many needy kids.
And we will be back with more live coverage of the 30th Dominion Christmas Parade live from Richmond on CBS 6 right after this.